Okay, here's a 2002 7 Series. I think it's a 745. Look at this color combo. It's like a dark bluish with this. I love this like a caramel, like a tobacco. Oh man, somebody's been in here hacking this thing up. The seat's got a rip in it. That seat's kind of beat. I think these headrests are worth taking because you can retrofit them and put them in other cars. But this thing is kind of, let me see if I can close it over without getting stabbed by that. Okay, that's not going to close. All right, well, I like the design of the interior. It's pretty cool. But then you start looking at it and it's like, just kind of looks like cheap. I don't know, it's all cheap, plasticky, and makes you, I mean, it looks like reminds me of some like cheap hotels that I've stayed in. They try to look nice, but they're all just, I mean, you can tell they have like weird carpets with new age modern design and everything, but it's all a facade. It's just a junky old hotel that was built real cheap. But I don't know, I mean, it's a pretty gnarly center console. I like that. I don't know if it clips in right there, if that's broken. Oh, okay, that's broken right there, so this little notch isn't catching because there's nothing to catch. And I don't know if they're both broken. So I guess that maybe somebody just like tried to rip it without hitting the button, or maybe somebody broke into it because it locks right there. This is the iDrive control. I don't know, man. I mean, this car's almost 20 years old now, which is kind of crazy. I remember going to the dealership when these were new and thinking they're cool, and now they're all just rotting away in junkyards. But this, I mean, in good shape, this would be a really nice interior, I think. And it's a bummer to see it torn apart. But this thing was clearly beat. I like that two-tone, like how the bottom of the door card is navy and the top is the tobacco color. I like that. I like that a lot. This is a really good color combination. There's one of these used for sale on Craigslist for like $3 grand, black on black. But there's just so much stuff that goes wrong in these that I'm scared of them. And rightfully so, because I'm working on that 5 Series, that 530i, in my other videos, and that thing is a pain. Like on my old BMWs, you can just turn a wrench and figure it out and swap parts in and out. But in these, everything is coded to the VIN. So you can't, I mean, if you're trying to be a hack mechanic like me, you can't just swap out transmission computers and stuff like that, and engine computers. You have to, I don't know, it adds a lot of complication to it, which I don't really like. But would have been cool to get a hand on this when it was running and like test components out and then be able to part it out really thoroughly and put everything tested working on eBay. But no such luck. These are the wheels that came on that 7 Series. I think they're Borbets or Borbets. I think it's Borbet. But all four here, they look pretty ugly for my taste. And they're heavy, but I'll see. I'll get home and see if they're worth buying. Okay, and then here's an X5. 2001 X5. I think it's got the V8. It does have the V8. This is a 2001, so that's going to be an M62 B44 TU. The TU means technical update. Ooh, nice black interior. And this steering wheel, which has a mark right here, but I think these are worth pulling. So I think I'm going to probably try to get that. And what else in here is valuable? I'm not exactly sure. Ooh, I think the amp. Let's go see. Amp back here. So some of these later X5s and E39 E39 5 Series will have upgraded amps. So I need to check that part number and go through YouTube's completed listings and see what it's worth. few cars down, there's a 2003 Mercedes CLK. I don't know anything. I mean, I don't know anything about anything, but I especially don't know anything about Mercedes. But look at this thing. Smells good. I wish it was given a wider. I need a wide-angle lens or something. But these seats are super nice. Look over there. Look at that passenger seat. And this interior is really good. Again, I'm trying to figure out how to shade this so you can actually see, get an impression of what I'm seeing. Oh. Wow. Oh man. I mean, really good condition back seats. I don't know, is that some kind of cup holder? Oh, that's neat. You see that? Does it rattle? No. Man. Leather is the top. I don't know if this is, that looks fake, but I think this is real leather. Oh, my dirty hands. I mean, this thing is really nice. And it's really, I mean, it's really a testament to, I don't think I saw any body damage in the front. So I'm guessing this is a mechanical total, which is crazy, but I mean, it just shows that when these cars, like, you get hit with a very expensive repair bill, man, and this thing might be great and clean, and then, but it's worth $5,000 because you get hit pretty often with $5,000 repair bills, and people don't want to pay that. So something like a Toyota or a Lexus might hold its value, but these Mercedes and BMWs just tank after the first owner. But this is really, so I know that on the older ones, like the W126 S-Class and everything, the Mercedes basically before 98, trim like that's valuable and worth pulling. I don't know about these on these newer cars. So again, that's something I have to go check. This radio looks kind of dated for a 2003. I mean, this interior is nice, and I like it, but there's something about the late 90s and early 2000s Mercedes that they just did not get the design right on the interiors, or the exteriors for that matter. They're just kind of like bulky and bulbous, and I don't know, they're not very masculine, which I like in my cars. Just kind of like soft, and I don't like it that much. But I mean, somebody with a trashed interior would really like this. Okay, well, I'm back at this 94 540 that I hit a couple weeks ago, and that I got the DME out of the engine computer, and I was excited to come over here and do the remote brake booster, which normally sits here on the driver's side, right behind the headlight, and those are valuable. I actually just sold one off of a parts car yesterday for $330 plus shipping. And the shipping was $150 to the United Kingdom, so they're very valuable. And what they do is they take the input from the brake pedal all the way up here, and they run it along there's a long rod that sticks up to the brake booster up here, and they have to do that because the V8's so big in the engine bay, there's no room for it. And what makes it valuable is that people use it for engine swaps. So if you have a smaller 3 Series and you're looking to put a V8 in it, or if you're looking to put some of the inline 6s in it, I think, you don't have room to put the engine and the brake booster where it's normally mounted by the firewall. So they take this remote brake booster setup from the E34 V8s and the E32 V8s, and it makes the swap it makes the swap viable, and also look better, and it's all BMW OEM stuff. So I was going to remove that and do the little DIY of removing that from the car, but somebody beat me to it, which is my own fault. But I'm going to take this intake manifold. I've been talking to a guy. He asked me in one of my he responded to an ad I have for one of my parts cars and asked if I had some parts for the M60 V8, and he asked if I had an intake manifold, and I have already sold the intake manifold off that car, but I'm going to go ahead and pull this one because I knew there was one sitting here in the junkyard, so I'm going to take this and sell that to him. All right, I got that intake manifold off. I loaded up the car. I left. I got something to eat. Got some coffee, and I went to a different location. I'm just walking around with my drink. I don't have any tools on me, but this is a 2001 540i. I guess it's fair to call them sport. They're not M Sports, but it has the sport wheels. Only one of them, unfortunately, but you can see the trim is, I know the sun's in a bad spot for this video, but the trim is blacked out. Actually that looks like it's been painted. I don't know. This is, the finish on this trim is too good. And then it's got the tan sports seats, sports steering wheel. It's an automatic, unfortunately, but somebody's already been through it and done a number on it. Door panels are all trashed and everything, but I mean, it's surprising to me how little stuff from this car would sell. I'd be looking to see if it had the large GPS system in the middle, but that center console looks good. That wood trim looks pretty good. I might take the wood trim, I don't know. But I mean, clean. That car smells good, looks good. But I've had a few of these, and they're really good daily drivers. I love them. I mean, I think this might be the best bang for the buck car on the market right now, is a used E39 that's been well maintained with good options. It's a bummer to see this one in the state, but this is what happens. Oh, and also this has the later model headlights, so maybe I want to take those and see if I can sand them real aggressively and make them decent. So maybe I'm thinking steering wheel, headlights, this wheel. Man, I know I'm a geek, but even just looking at it like this, I love the way these cars look. Okay, over here, an E36, it's a 95 325i, which means it has the M50 manifold in it, which is an upgrade. So I got coffee in my hand. Let me put my coffee down. Oh boy. Okay. So this intake manifold from the M50 is an upgrade for the M52 and also M54, I think, just because it has larger diameter intake runners. So it shifts the power band higher up. So if you're the engines that came after this, they designed it with thinner diameter intake runners. So let me put the hood on my head. These guys. And it has to deal with fluid dynamics and stuff that I'm too dumb to understand. But it basically shifts it's like cams, it shifts the power band. So less air down low means more torque down low and less up high. So people put that on their car to get a little bit more power up high. So I think that would cost me $30 here. Typically would sell it for between like 120 and 160 shipped. So probably make at least 40 or 50 bucks off of it. Maybe take the MAF, but it's hard to sell MAFs from a junkyard car if you're being an honest person, so maybe not. Okay, so here I am with my magnet pointer, and this is our haul for today. So this is the 4-liter V8 manifold that somebody messaged me about, asking about a parts car that I have and asked if I had one. I said yes, and I went to the junkyard and we got it. So I'm looking, the price for this one was 30 bucks at the yard. And I told him I would sell it to him for $240 shipped, and I'm going to package it with some other things from my 530i, my 1994 530i parts car. But I'm really hoping that goes through. Otherwise, I'm going to put it up on eBay for about $240 shipped, and see what happens. Here's the inline 6 M50 intake manifold. We have the amp from the X3, which I think was 15 bucks. Not sure. Auxiliary water pump, also from that E34 540i. I got it for 10 bucks. I'll try to sell it for 40 or so. They typically break. These xenon headlights from the E39 530i, and I spent only 5 minutes and hit them with a dual orbital and polishing pad and some compound, and they came out pretty good. I took some very honest pictures showing all the blemishes and put them up for sale, including that burn right there that I did right there, because I'm dumb. I burned it with the pad a little bit. But these are rare and these are valuable, and it comes with the ballast and everything. And so I put them up for $220 shipped on an E39 Facebook group, and they sold within about 5 minutes. So I'm going to ship those out tomorrow, which is Monday. So that's awesome, because these cost $60 for the pair. So $220 shipped after PayPal fees and everything, and probably $60 in shipping, I'm guessing, plus or minus 20. Probably $100 net, which is good. And then we have this, the one wheel that was on that E39 530i. This is a